Hello everyone, it's Theme Park Avenue, I'm Eric. In this video, I will be ranking the top 10 rides at Busch Gardens Tampa Bay, my favorite theme park in Florida, even after visiting Epic Universe. This ride lineup is my personal favorite in the state, and while many will disagree with that, I'm going to talk about the best rides there and explain why you might be able to enjoy them too. Not much else to say apart from this all being my personal opinion, let's just jump right in. Number 10 is Phoenix Rising, the park's newest roller coaster. This is a family inverted roller coaster by manufacturer B&M. It is not the most intense ride in the park, but that makes it great for all ages. If you enjoy theming, this one is not bad. The queue has plenty of fun details, especially in the main station, and there is onboard audio that, while not the best of any roller coaster, does enhance the experience a bit. In terms of thrills, the forces are mild and the turns are gentle, so really anyone who meets the height requirement should be able to ride this without too much fear. It is not a super scary ride, but it is a decently fun one. It's definitely a very great overall ride, and while there are better family roller coasters, including those in this park, it is no doubt among the upper echelon of family roller coasters in general. Number 9 is Serengeti Flyer. Not a roller coaster, this is one of the park's main flat rides. It is known as a scream and swing, and I very much enjoy this ride model. The way the arms swing side to side, and you feel so much speed as you ascend, and then as you slow down to the top, you get thrown out of your seat gently, fly out for a few seconds, and then go back in as you speed backwards. Definitely not for everyone, but if you're into thrills, this one is great. It's tucked into the Serengeti area, a little bit away from the main path, so you go over plenty of nice foliage. Furthermore, there's very bombastic music playing during the ride, and it's kind of weird, but it makes the ride even more fun. The ride duration also feels quite long, so it seems like you're getting more bang for your buck compared to other scream and swings. As a result, this is my favorite of the model, and that model is already pretty exceptional. Number 8 is Cobra's Curse, the park's family spinning roller coaster. Without a doubt, the best family spinning roller coaster in the state. Easily. This one has an excellent theme. The queue is a repurposed walkthrough attraction, and it looks fantastic. From the real snake, to the many fun details about the story, to the projection mapping pre-show, to the general Egyptian aesthetics. It's a good start. And the ride itself has so many fun quirks. The elevator lift in front of the awesome Snake King statue, the super funny music, and the many different sections of the ride. You go forward, you go backward, you spin around. It's never too intense, but it's always a lot of fun. Some sections are more fun than others, but it's overall a very well done ride, making great use of its area and use of its theme. It's not my favorite roller coaster, as I do prefer thrills in general, but of the non-thrilling rides in the park, this one is among the very best. I highly recommend it, if you can get on. This one breaks down more often than quite a few others in the park. Number 7 is Cheetah Hunts. Cheetah Hunts is more thrilling than the previous coasters I mentioned, but not the most thrilling in the park. If you want to conquer your fear of roller coasters by working your way up the thrill ladder, this is definitely the next step to take after Cobra's Curse. And it is a pretty awesome ride. There are moments of great thrill. You have a heartline roll, which is an inversion, and there are some moments where you might be thrown out of your seat a little, or take some tight turns. But for the most part, the ride is a fairly meandering course. You travel through a great portion of the park. It's a very scenic ride as a result. It goes up to 60 miles per hour, and that is fairly fast, but you never feel like you're flying through or getting your face ripped off or anything like that. It is not the scariest roller coaster in the park. For that reason, it doesn't appeal to me as much as other rides, and while I do enjoy a good scenic roller coaster like something like Raging Bull at Six Flags Great America, one that just feels like a bit of a meandering but still adventurous ride, this one isn't quite as fun for me. Still, it has great moments. I love the part over the water with those sharp turns. It's decently thrilling and still so much fun. This one is maybe the most liked in the whole park, almost definitely the most popular, because it's good for families while still having a great bit of thrill. Number 6 is Kumba. Kumba is a very intense one that I'm very glad is still with the park. It's been rumored to be on the chopping block for a while, but fortunately, it remains open this year, and it is maybe the most intense roller coaster in the park. This one is a sit-down looping roller coaster by B&M, and it is awesome. Right from that first drop, you are flying through the layout, roaring through it, going through so many inversions, whether it be the vertical loop, the cobra roll, the iconic corkscrews, and every other kind of inversion with names you may not be familiar with. The tunnel section at the end is the icing on the cake. The only issue with this ride is that it is inconsistent in terms of smoothness. Some do not enjoy their heads being banged around on a ride, and in this case, I am one of them. Kumba can sometimes be a very painful experience. Not always, but that is kind of a 50-50 thing in my experience, and it holds down the ride a little. Regardless, it is exceptional because no matter when you ride, it is intense. It's not always smooth, but it is always a forceful ride. Number 5 is the Serengeti Express. This is the park's train. It's not a thrilling roller coaster. Why is it so high on the list? Well, admittedly, I've become quite the sucker for theme park train rides over the years, and this is among the very best. Like many theme park trains, you get great views of many of the roller coasters, especially Montu. However, this ride really stands out for the part that goes into the Serengeti Plain. Busch Gardens Tampa is home to several animals, and on the train ride, you pass by tons of them. You will see dozens of zebras, rhinos, wildebeest, giraffes, and so on. It's great to see. It's a very unique strength for this park. I've grown to appreciate the theme park aesthetics and atmosphere in general over the years, and I think a train ride is a really great part of a lot of theme parks as a result. And this one having very unique views makes it stand out. It's not the most thrilling ride, but despite what my list might suggest, a ride does not need to be thrilling to be good, and I do the full circuit of the train every single time I go to Busch Gardens. Number 4 is Sheikra. Back to the thrills for the rest of this list. This B&M dive coaster is pure fun. The drop is terrifying. It might turn away those who are not super into thrills. But if you get on Cheetah Hunt and conquer it, I recommend you get on this one next. You do get held over the side briefly on that drop, and it can be scary. But after that, you are in for grand sweeping elements with very graceful forces. No chance of headbanging whatsoever. It's a very comfortable ride, and a super atmospheric one. The way you dive into a tunnel, go over the main Zambia Smokehouse restaurant, and into a splashdown is not the most thrilling moment, but is one of the most fun. Additionally, because of Zambia's Smokehouse being right there, this might be the best smelling roller coaster in the world. This ride is not the most intense. Kumba is way more intense, frankly, but is just one that I've always enjoyed so much. Number 3 is Montu. Montu is a great mix of Kumba and sheikra. It has the same fun factor. Very atmospheric with a great Egyptian theming, you go into several somewhat themed troughs, but it's also extremely intense. Maybe more intense than Kumba even. The entire experience is brutal, but the most intense moment is the Batwing, a series of 2 inversions that are mostly underground, and they feel like they're trying to rip your head off. This ride, certainly, is not going to be everyone's cup of tea. But once you conquer the thrills, this is about as good as a thrilling roller coaster can get. It is a very long experience, full of great moments, far more than just going upside down again and again. The way you traverse this great terrain really does stand out. And it's just a perfect roller coaster in pretty much every sense of the word. It's fast, it's fun, it's well themed, it's intense. There's nothing wrong with Montu. B&M roller coasters are generally pretty great, crowd pleasers in general, and this one is no exception. It's one of B&M's very best, and for a while, it was my favorite ride at Busch Gardens Tampa. Number 2 is Falcon's Fury. By far the best of the non-roller coasters, and my personal favorite drop tower in the world. I've never done any Tower of Terrors, but regardless, Falcon's Fury is a truly scary ride. Like many drop towers, this one takes you up very high, 335 feet to be precise. However, what other drop towers don't quite do is tilt you onto your stomach before the drop. That's what this one does. Once you get pretty close to the top, the seats turn inward, and you are facing the pavements. The views on the way up are very fun, But once you do that turn, things change. You will very likely fall forward a little bit into your seat. And that scares me every time. Has me wondering, did I tighten the restraint enough? I'm just never sure. Obviously it is safe every time, I'm still here, but it is genuinely scary. And the drop itself is forceful. You're facing the ground, and there are very few rides where you're actually doing that as you make the first drop. There are some roller coasters with really steep drops, but usually the wind is blowing in your face forward. But here, you're dropping straight down. And before you hit the pavement, you turn back upwards, and the sound this drop tower makes is just so iconic to me at this point. There's no other drop tower quite like this one. And if not for King Dakar and Zumanjaro closing at Six Flags Great Adventure, this one might not be my number one drop tower. As is, it's definitely number one, and without a doubt, the scariest ride at Busch Gardens Tampa. But number one is Iron Gwazi. You knew this was coming if you've seen my channel before. Iron Gwazi is my favorite roller coaster, and in fact, my favorite theme park attraction I've ever been on. It is not as scary as Falcon's Fury per se, you always feel secure, but it is rowdy. It is the most intense, most well-paced of all the roller coasters in the park. Right from that first drop, the tallest one in the park and very intimidating, you are at a 91-degree angle. That beyond vertical drop gives a similar sensation to Falcon's Fury in a sense, but you also get lifted out of your seat so much more. And that's just the first moment of airtime on this ride. The next one keeps you out of your seat for close to 5 seconds, and it's one of the very best of any roller coaster, period. Then, my favorite inversion on any roller coaster takes place, the death roll, where you go upside down and barrel through a drop at breakneck speed. There's nothing else quite like it to me. I absolutely love that moment. And then there's the wave turn over the station. You are thrown out of your seat, but sideways, and so aggressively. These are 4 of the very best moments of any roller coaster, and they're all on one ride. Absolutely insane. The rest of the ride lacks these standout moments, but it doesn't need to have those. It's just brutally intense, throwing you out of your seat again and again, super fast, wonderful ride. I really have no complaints. It maybe feels like it's over a bit quicker than it could be, but it's such a massive ride that you absolutely tear through that I understand why the brake run happens so early. There's really nothing else I could possibly want in a roller coaster. It has the most thrilling moments. I guess if it was a little more themed, maybe it would technically be better. Maybe something like Velocicoaster in a way. But I would even take this over Velocicoaster, because while it's not a super story-driven ride, it is a super thrilling one. And my personal favorite roller coaster I've ever been on, and my personal favorite ride at Busch Gardens Tampa. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this ranking. Comment down below your thoughts on Busch Gardens Tampa rankings and any questions you might have. Subscribe for more theme park videos. I'll see you next time.